Exploration by Incognito Mode.
Brought to you by NordVPN. Exploration.
Oh.
Exploration. What is exploration? Ah, no one's climbed this one before. Whee! Witness this moment, vocal. Make a note, boy. Yeah, I used to plow once, but I've given it up. Now I'm more of an explorer.
Oh,
Maybe I should explore my sexuality. What the hell is that? Under the ocean, I'm afraid there's not much to see. A gun.
It's funny because funny submarine.
First things first, a little bit of admin.
Yes.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month, thank you.
I just wanted to let you know, in honor of you, my friend, I'm going to avoid using any homophobic slurs for the rest of the month.
For the month.
Maybe just for the next 10 minutes.
Look, I'm still going to say them, but I just won't say them with as much vitriol. How about
How
that?
about I'll pull a Tazonde and pull away from the mic to say them.
Can you imagine that? Like, we're just having a chat, and then you just hear, like, a quiet slur. Like, just in the mic off.
Just off in the distance. You're right. Did you say something?
No.
Nope.
No.
And of course you've got your Discord set up so that, like, it's so sensitive that it picks up even the smallest sounds.
God, the best.
That's a really funny idea.
All right, what did you actually want to talk about?
We're flying to Hawaii in a couple of months. When you look at that on the map, oh boy, those dudes be out there.
Yeah,
I feel like in
they're
general
out
that
there.
would be quite a relaxing living for the last several thousand years. Just chilling, eating fish and fucking coconuts and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was fairly brutish as well. Like, Captain
bit.
Cook, he died in Hawaii, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, he got run over by a Toyota Corolla, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And he got killed by the locals. And one of the reasons for that was they became very scared of the Europeans because this was their second voyage over. And the first time, someone went on the ship sick. They go, guys, does anyone have a cold? Does anyone have a flu? We're serious. You can't come. You can't come if you're sick. No, I swear, it's just my allergies. It's just the sea air. All right. And then they brought him along, and then he sneezed on one of the locals, and then 90% of the population died.
Just ran
Awful.
up and sneezed on him.
Well, that's why that's why the island off of the coast of India, North Sentinel Island, that's actually one of the reasons why people can't go there. One, because indigenous population there that like is cut off from the outside world. But two, yeah, stuff that you and I can walk off, right? Oh yeah, no, I worked 14 days in a row, had one day off in between and I got sick, right? A common cold, very small, very benign illness can be absolutely just life-wrecking to populations like that because they haven't experienced it. They don't have the same antibodies. They don't have the ability to fight that infection and disease like we do, right? So the common cold to a situation like this or a situation like North Sentinel Island can just be, it can be a death sentence.
And then he went back to England or whatever. And in the meanwhile, the Hawaiians are going, what the heck? They put a curse on us. And then Captain Cook shows up again and he's going, I'm loving this. This was brilliant last time. They had coconut bras. They had coconut cocktails.
Coconut music.
Yeah. They didn't have horses, but they would clap the coconut halves together. Grass skirt, loving it. Especially when there was a strong breeze.
Hawaiian shirts.
Moana on TV. And anyway, they were loving it. And then all of a sudden they see the natives and they're running up, and this time they got spears. And they're going, what's going on? And then,
What the hell, man? Pretty sure I heard something different. That doesn't seem right.
were you calling me a liar?
I don't know. I heard something different.
Yeah, hold on, let me Google. I'll Google it. Look, I found these ladies. They will be the arbiters of the whole thing.
Oh.
Cook is, horrible because he brought disease. He's not terribly important. The best thing about him is that we killed him.
Oh, no.
No, hold on. Let her cook. That's sick.
It's not very nice.
I'm glad we ate him.
Cook went, took his diseases to the Maoris, to the Tahitians, whatever, we can stay. We Hawaiians took care of this problem here.
Damn
We
straight.
killed Cook.
They didn't know about germ theory. They didn't know. All right, this lady didn't give us any substantial information. So we consulted Wikipedia as to what actually happened.
My God.
Okay, so here's what happened. So Cook, right, he returns, and it's not just him, there's other people with him. They return to Hawaii,
Yep.
and they need to do repairs because their ship, the mast is broken. While
Okay.
they're doing that, there's a series of thefts from Cook's camp. It says here that they stole iron tongs and baskets.
Oh.
So it's the valuable stuff, you know. You gotta keep that in the vault.
The real high value items.
So they put up with the thieving and the pinching for a while, but then they've got these boats, right? So they park them in the ocean. You don't want to get too close to the beach. You don't want to get stuck on the shore. So you then
sure.
take these little boats all the
Right.
way to the shore, and they're called cutters. At one point they discovered, hey, someone's stolen one of our little boats.
Oh.
So the next day, Cook and about 10 of his dudes, they march ashore, right? And they go up to the Hawaiian king, and his name is like Turiabu. And they go, you're coming with us, fella. We're going to take you as a hostage, and then we're going to force the natives to return the boat, please. Also, I want those tongs back. And that basket.
And also, how did you possibly get past our security to steal the tongs and basket?
But in the chaos, when they're trying to take the king, a Hawaiian chief shows up,
Okay.
and his name is like Kalimu, and he's shot and killed.
Real bad timing on his part.
Things have escalated from tongs and boats to murder.
I like to imagine
Yeah.
he just pops into the hut like, oh, hey guys, what's happening here? Bang! just real wrong place, wrong time.
I got
Yeah,
those 10
straight
Hawaiian
up.
pizzas you ordered.
Pizza time.
So the natives, they get angry.
Understandably.
Cook and his crew, they take off running. They're going back for the longboats.
Yep.
They're like, we got to get out of there. We got to get off this island. We've made a big mistake.
Yep.
Huge. And then while they're pushing their boats into the water, Cook and the crew are attacked by the natives. Uh-oh. Now, they're fighting, and it's all in slow motion. And Cook turns around, he shoots and he kills a native warrior. At that point, he is then struck with a wooden club, and then someone stabs him with an iron dagger.
Real like level 1 goblin items to be killed by. He took a collective 12 damage from that.
Cook then fell down, and he, along with 4 other soldiers, were never seen again by the men who escaped back to the Resolution, which is the big ship. And then they weirdly preserved his body and did a whole bunch of things. We can't show the images; it's very gruesome. I
makes
think
sense.
they kind of liked him by the end. Yeah, at least once he was dead.
It's hard to be angry at a body, I guess.
Yeah, interesting.
That is, yeah, okay, that's very different to what I was led to believe. I would like to know how this other chief was shot and killed. Well, I suppose the instigating event was the theft, but that definitely escalated it a little bit. Like, how does...
Little bit.
How do you go from...
Yeah, the chief might have attacked him or something.
Okay, yeah, if it was a self-defense, then that would make a bit more sense. I'm so sorry to the editor who has to proofread all the nonsense that I've, all the nonsense and half-truths.
Yeah, things that we've overheard in a fever dream.
Yeah, like vague, heard half of at a pub because
When we're in the club, or we're in the somewhere cool. Me just with an ear to a glass at the toilet stall and
Yeah.
at the kebab shop, and I'm just like, yeah, that's a good fact.
Yeah,
I'm loving that.
I'm gonna put
Yeah,
that's
what
going
else happened?
right in the brain,
So
right in
good.
the memory hole for later. They're gonna love this one.
Ad time.
I mean, before getting to ad time, I mean, reality truly is stranger than fiction. If you are looking for some absolute just wild stuff, history it's got your back. It really does. Like, even from the headcanon standpoint, we're like, oh yeah, Kalima just walks in, pizza time, bam, right? I mean, obviously, is that probably how that went down? No, I mean, it probably isn't. It's kind of funny to think about, though. And really, like, people are weird. People are really weird. History has some of the weirdest stuff that you can ever think of. Reality truly is stranger than fiction.
Nordman, I sentence you to 2 years in the prison slammer.
My God.
But I'm innocent. And just so you learn a lesson, here's 4 additional months. Welcome to my life. In Schnordshnang.
No!
It's hell in here. They track your every move.
Prisoners, it's time for cookies. I hope you'll accept them.
There's no privacy in this jail at all. It's like a goddamn prison.
We have trackers all over this prison, and we're gonna use that to collect data and sell it to marketers. But someone here has been using a VPN, and I have a suspicion of who it is.
I'll never rat out my crew, Warden.
Have it your way then.
Just let me out, Warden. You don't have to make this such a huge deal.
The pun. Oh, it's so good.
Something in my prison wallet.
Kid, if you ever find yourself in the hole, use this. Saley eSIM.
The Saley eSIM gives you 20 gigabytes of mobile data, which you can use anywhere in the world.
Oh.
And then you pair it with the NordVPN app, and then you're totally anonymous as well, and you can pretty much go anywhere.
That's kind of hot.
A gift when you sign up to NordVPN.
Hello, Nord 24-hour support hotline. I'm in solitary, and I'm feeling very alone right now.
Where did he go? Impossible!
Come with me.
Poster?
I can't. I belong here. But where are you gonna go, kid?
With Nord's thousands of servers around the globe, anywhere but here.
Final call for the flight. All passengers please line up by the gate.
Not leaving so soon, are you?
Huh?
I changed my mind about jail.
Saley man?
I sentence you to a life sentence with me. Naughty Dufresne was never seen again by authorities. But he went on to commit many, many more crimes.
Love it.
So get NordVPN today with nordvpn.com/incognito.
Get a huge deal on a 2-year plan plus 4 extra months.
And when you sign up using my link, you get a free eSIM with Saley. Hey, that's pretty good.
I mean, VPNs are one of those things, especially if I'm looking at going other places, right? I understand that VPNs should never be used as a security feature. Ad read, 10 out of 10. I liked it. On theme, very informative, told a story. I liked it. It was entertainment in itself. I think that that's a good ad read. In regards to VPNs and stuff, I mean, I've heard both sides of the aisle. I've heard people saying that, oh, well, you need a VPN, or, well, you shouldn't use VPNs. You shouldn't be relying on VPNs because they shouldn't be used as a security measure. There's a lot of back and forth that I've heard about it. That being said, if you are in content creation, that is one of those things that I've heard it's highly recommended that you have a VPN. And even then, as far as I'm aware, VPNs don't completely anonymize you. If somebody's trying to get a hold of your browsing data, if they try hard enough, from my understanding, they can. It's something that is just kind of a really hot topic anymore, especially me having worked in finance and had to deal with people that were losing tens of thousands of dollars. So just things to think about in regards to VPN if you need or don't need to get one. Ah, yes, the ocean.
Would you live at the bottom of the ocean?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
not even. I don't even want to think about it. No. Look, I played BioShock 1 and 2. That seems like an awful idea.
No, it's
It'd
great.
be fun to visit, maybe.
I'd quite like to live under the ocean.
Really?
That seems really neat, live in a big glass semicircle.
You have like a chute, like a window that just opens up and just fish pour in, you close it, and that's your dinner. I just like to imagine like some like 1950s housewife just opening up the windows to get some air in and just a bunch of fish flopping. The apple pie on the windowsill just gets obliterated.
Now, I wanted to show you this because I saw this the other day and I thought it was very neat. Okay, so
I don't know. I was actually thinking about this recently, and I was like, yeah, what about the depths of the ocean? Like, just the abyss itself, right? And I'm like, man, that's pretty relaxing, though. But, Kip, there's things like the Magnapina squid down there. Like, the pressure's intense. It's just completely dark down there. It's nightmare down there. Yeah, it's pretty relaxing. And then I remembered I'm broken. I don't know. Something about the abyss. It's calming.
This is a very cool channel. It's called Natural World Facts, right?
Nice.
And this particular video is on brine pools.
Yeah. Ooh.
And so what?
Ooh, are these the things that you can find? They're like little lakes at the bottom of the ocean because the brine is more dense than the ocean around it. So you have kind of like these little pools or these little lake pond things down there. Oh, dude, they're so cool. I liked science as a kid, okay? I liked science class. I didn't do awful in college level science. I just chose to do other things with my life.
Happens is, at the bottom of the ocean, there are different levels of salinity, and sometimes you end up with these pockets of exceedingly salty water. And they're usually filled with like sulfur and lots of other bad stuff too.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, this guy's, here's this crab, and he's loving it, and look at all these
Look at that
muscles.
crab!
Oh, you'd be stoked.
Absolutely. And then there's a pool over here, and somehow it's breached its wall, and then it's just slid downhill, and it spills out like a river running through the bottom of the ocean across the sea floor.
It's so cool.
And it just finds like its lowest point, right? Because it's heavier than the rest of the water.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And there's all these like oysters that are like, it's great being down here, lower than the brine pool. I'm loving this.
Look at those idiots up there stuck in the brine pool, unlike us. Downhill chads.
Food's falling down here all the time. We're getting big and fat and we love it.
The downhill chad versus the brine pool virgin.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, what's that? What's that smell? Is it getting darker? 5 seconds later, he's like, I can't get out of the way. I can't get out of the way. And they just get devastated.
So it really is like the Goo Lagoon and SpongeBob, like how they have water. It's the sequel to water. There's water inside water. It's crazy that it is just so much darker. Like in a fantasy game, that would be the void or the
I was not expecting Destiny here, actually. You like that there's just crabs on the bottom left? Crab just fell in. Crab did not make it out alive.
much darker. Like in a fantasy game, that would be the void or the dark evil that seeps across the land.
Look at these stupid fish.
Why is it always fish? Why? I don't even plan this. There's so many fish. But why? I'm gonna actually have people start asking me the stupid Kanye meme. Kip, do you like fish sticks? And I'm just gonna have my whole like gay fish arc. Oh God. Oh, I hate it.
Like they can see it's just death incarnate, and then
What's down here?
oh, I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dead.
Yeah, fish are stupid. I think if they had eyebrows, we'd feel bad for them.
Right.
A little bit.
They don't.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
can see that.
if you saw someone like throw a puppy off a cliff, you'd feel horrible.
Right.
But like discusing a fish off a cliff, that would honestly be one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Discusing a fish. Hold up now. Because tuna are pretty big, right? No, guys, I got this. You want to know the next sport? You know, God, I hate the sunfish so much. I think I was actually complaining about it in another historian video. I hate sunfish so much. What if we get a sunfish and like we put it in the trebuchet, right? Not a catapult, like the trebuchet, right? The ones that Gondor has in Return of the King, right? The ones that like sling stuff, right? And we just start taking sunfish and we just start having a distance contest. How far can we fling the sunfish? I hate the sunfish so much. Why does it exist? It's such a stupid creature.
So alien looking, they can't emote that you don't really feel bad for them. I feel like being a fish is literally the worst animal you could roll.
Yeah.
Because like, at least if you're a land mammal, you can at least see the world around you.
Right.
Fish is like, you can see at most 2 to 5 meters in front of you.
Yeah, you got your eyes at the side of your head.
At any point, you can just get Five Nights at Freddy's jump scared by like a bigger fish, of which there is like infinite amounts of.
Like, oh,
I don't know. I think being a goose would probably be the worst fate because goose are just full of piss and spite, right? Fucking cobra chickens. I think geese are the definitive worst animal. Like, if you had to like say what would be the worst animal to be.
wow, look, a tasty morsel. That thing looks delicious. So I go and I take a little bite. Oh my god, something's pulling on my face. Something's pulling on my fucking face. And then you know what? You might pull a cool trick and somehow you might get loose of the line and you go, whoa, that wasn't a tasty morsel at all. I got tricked. Oh, there's something in my mouth.
Duped.
And you just got the hook now forever. There's something between my teeth. Steve, could you get this?
Could you imagine just having, even just the idea of like something between your teeth and you can't do anything about it? Imagine,
I hate it.
then just having like a piece of shrapnel in your face that's just stuck.
It's like I go down to Winco and I'll buy like an entire like stick of salami. And I'll just eat this thing over the course of like a couple hours, just like and stick of salami, right? Not like the big ones you get at the deli, but like the little handheld ones, right? The little handheld ones, like it's like a ruler, right? But I'll just nom on this like this salami stick all day, and then like it's awful because then you get like the salami between your teeth, and you're like, damn. Gotta go like floss now because this is awful. It drives you. I've shown up to stream and I had just finished eating salami and like there's just something there and I'll have to do an entire reaction. I'm just like, oh man, I can feel it though. I can feel it. I'm cognizant. I can feel this thing and oh dude, worst feeling ever.
And not only do you not have the capability of removing it, nobody you know does.
And no one feels any sympathy either. At best, you get you got a new piercing.
Yeah. Damn, Jeff's gone metal, huh?
Well, I think it's because no matter what, the fish's life ends in a brutal and violent way.
Yes.
There is no fish retirement.
The fish grows old and grey and slumps off from the herd to die a peaceful life amongst the trees and...
Hold my fin.
I see the light. No, it's getting eaten, torn apart. Your cheeks getting pulled by a rod. You're getting dissolved by stomach acid alongside 500 other fish in the whale's gut.
You get cut in half by a bobbit worm, or you get punched like to being cooked by a mantis shrimp. Dude, mantis shrimp are wild. Mantis shrimp are cool. Bobbit worms are just aliens, actually. Bobbit worms are weird. Don't Google that. That is not a challenge. Do not Google the bobbit worm. That is actually just an extraterrestrial straight up. Like that's like straight up like H.R. Geiger alien status.
You're drowning in saltier water. There's no good out
Poor fish.
for a fish. Because the idea of being a fish is like you're in like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 24/7.
Every direction they turn around, you hear the revving of the chainsaw.
You're literally running 24/7, except you've also got 2 extra axes to deal with because a fish could come from above or below too.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
You can't like hide behind a bush. I guess you could hide in some rocks on the seabed. And also visibility, right? Like unless you're in crystal clear waters.
And there's no way that they're not weirded out by the deep sea fish either. Like they must be looking at some of these guys and being like, they look fucking weird.
But you reckon they're like, it's like they can't bring it up? Kind of offensive, like
yeah, I like that. Yeah, they're just like they're little fish kids. They go, no, don't be insensitive. Hey.
It's like when a child sees like a disabled person and starts like pointing at them or whatever, and just like, no, it's just how they are. It's okay.
I don't know, what is it? The hump-headed parrotfish. Have you guys seen that? This thing is derpy. Oh my god. But it's like teeth can bite through rocks. So it's one of those situations where you're just like, this thing looks dumb. But I'm not about to argue with the thing that can literally chomp a boulder in half, okay? That's not on the list of things that I wanted to do today. Dude, fish are weird. Fish are actually weird. I don't know how else to explain it. Fish are just weird. They come in different shapes, too. Like, you got, what is it? Pike. What's the big one in southern Idaho? It's not pike. It's not steelhead. Steelhead salmon. It's the stupid fish. Oh, why can't I remember it? Oh, it's gonna piss me off. It gets several feet in length. It's got like a flat mouth. What is it? Oh, no, real time. I'm gonna figure it out. Sturgeon, that's the one. Sturgeon, really big in southern Idaho. I haven't gone after it, but I've heard people like going after sturgeon. Thems get big, okay? People are gonna just like, I can hear them now in the comment section. Kip, how could you not remember sturgeon? I don't know, okay? I had a moment. Mount Everest, though, I read Into Thin Air. It's good. I like it. I like Mount Everest. Really dark, though.
Would you ever want to climb a mountain?
I wouldn't climb a mountain. I'd walk up one. I would never do Everest. There's like a pretty high percentage chance you don't get out of that.
I just don't see the appeal. You got to take like
It also Everest also has the unfortunate situation in which litter is a big issue. Yeah, there's a lot of like there's a lot of interesting things when you start delving into Everest and you start delving into like the problems that tourism brings, but the tourism also boosts the the economy over there in the area. But like litter, bodies up on the mountain that you just can't get down. Certain, I think, paths and stuff like that are starting to see wear and tear, or have been seeing wear and tear. It's something that's interesting to dive into. As I've delved into it, I could never do it though. I don't have I'm not superhuman enough to climb Everest.
3 weeks off work.
Yeah, there's a good chance you'll just die in one of the worst ways, like either getting crushed or rolling down a hill or falling down a crevasse and breaking your leg and just starving to death. Like there's innumerable ways you could die. I'm sure the view is spectacular.
He didn't even mention having to acclimate. That's a big one. That's why you have several different base camps, because you have to acclimate to not the environment, to the atmospheric pressure, right? Like you have to acclimate yourself as you go up. You can't do it all in one go. There are people that can. There are people that have summited Everest without using supplementary oxygen, but that is a very small percentage of people.
I don't think it is. I think you can barely see anything.
That's what I'm saying. But even what you do see is like when it's something like this, like the image you have there, it's like, you just see more snowy rocks. It's not like you climb to the top of a nice hill and Yellowstone Valley.
There's no nice restaurant up there.
No, exactly. You're not uncovering like a hidden lagoon or valley or something. And especially like Mount Everest as well. You're doing it with like 600,000 other people. So it's like I've heard during peak time of the year, it's literally like a conga line to the top of the mountain. So it's not even.
That reminds me, actually. Well, and there's certain days, especially during certain times of summoning, where like you have to make it, or if you don't make it, the group will just turn back. No, what was it? There was a lake over in that area of the world. Wasn't there like a bunch of bodies in the lake? Like, so I think it was theorized that it was some army had tried to pass that way, but historians and archaeologists don't exactly know like why there are all these bodies in this mountain lake over in that area of the world. Those are Sherpas. No, you get a Sherpa there. Like, Sherpas, you can do it without a Sherpa. You can do that. That is a thing you can do. But Sherpas generally are the way people do. Do not see the bodies in the water. Wasn't the original an Idaho thing too? I think one of the variations, it was the body of the water SCP. It was an Idaho thing. Like, oh yeah, it's this down in Idaho or whatever. But no, I have to go dig for it now. I thought there was a lake over in that area of the world with a bunch of bodies in it, and there was debate on what army it was and who it was. Someone's gonna know what I'm talking about.
Like you're like a bold explorer going where no one's gone before.
But that's cool.
Didn't someone do it in like shorts? One of those like guys who says they can like control their body temperature. I'm not kidding. I think a guy did do that. Is it? Yeah, it's Wim Hof. I thought it was him. The Iceman says he's able to like regulate his body temperature and shit.
There must be something to it if he can.
Yeah,
if he didn't die,
you'd be pissed off, wouldn't you? Like you've spent several $1,000s at Kathmandu, kidding yourself out, and you just see some guy.
Yeah, it feels like you're way topping everybody.
It's already impressive to climb to the top, and now he's like doing it even better than you. He's like, come on, man, at least let me have this. Wasn't Dark Souls, you can pick your class and you can be like, is it deprived?
Deprived is best class. Technically, I think in 1, Pyromancer is best class. In 3, Deprived is actually best class, though, because of stat allocation.
Or something, you're just in your...
Oh, yeah, I know the one you mean.
He's just combat rolling to the top of the top of the mountain.
Not the bookshop. But no, if you're curious about Everest, I absolutely do recommend that. The whole reason I got on that lake argument, on that whole lake tangent, was I don't have to surmount Everest. I don't have to do that. There are so many other things that I can do, so many other places I like to see in the world. I don't have to be another person to surmount Everest. It's expensive. You're competing with a lot of people, and there's not even a guarantee, depending on the time of year that you go, that you can even make it up to the top. And that's fine. There are other cool things that you can do, other cool places in the world you can see, and not have to spend crap tons of money.
Okay, let me tell you what I explored.
Okay.
I explored the bookshop on the
My
weekend.
God.
That's like a mental exploration.
I used to have a lot of books, like a lot of books.
You seem well read.
I'm not particularly well-read.
Bread.
Well-read. But what happened was I used to buy books for $1.
Sure.
Very quickly, I accumulated a lot of books. And anyway, I moved to one place and then a flood happened. And then I moved to another place. They got kind of left to the elements and so much dust got in there.
no.
So I went full 1930s mode and I had a fire in the backyard. I had a book burning of my own stuff. And I thought, I'm just going to start the collection again. And
That's what raises the eyebrows. Oh, he's burning books. Yeah, he's burning books. We should stop him. No. It's fine. They're mass print stuff. I'm just starting over. I'm getting more books later. What?
So this weekend, I went to the bookstore and I got some better books. Some books.
$2.
Oh.
I got some books with pictures and.
So comics
Nice.
or like children's books.
So they've got a whole
books.
aisle now dedicated to manga.
They do. I go to Barnes and Nobles. It's so much now. None of the stuff that I've really read, but I mean, they have some niche stuff. Like they got the later Naruto Shippuden stuff. They have select volumes from things like Bleach and stuff. But there's a lot now. Like they've increased a lot since when I frequented that in high school.
I think it's pronounced mango.
And I thought, you know
Manga.
what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what all the fuss is about. And so they had these books on like Junji Ito. And I thought, yeah, it's quite spooky. I like spooky stories.
Oh, yeah, he's good. Yep.
So I got a couple of those. I'm wandering around and I get to the like mystical aisle and I thought, oh, this would be funny. I'll buy her story and like a book on witchcraft.
I think I actually have that exact book. No shot. I read stuff like that as supplementary. If anything, it's one of those I'll like buy and I'll read just to be read on a subject. It's why I have a copy that's like I have a copy of some commentaries on Mein Kampf. But I bought it because I was going to read it and I was going to burn it in some just sick irony. Like, oh my God. It's so good. I love going to Barnes & Noble. I spend way too much money there.
And then when people come around and visit, I'll like leave it on the coffee table and I'll tell people that her historian's really into this stuff now.
Oh, dog-eared with like a bookmark in it. And...
Yeah. So I'm in that sort of aisle and there's a whole bunch of tarot cards there.
Yeah, they sell them.
Yeah, let's have a look at that. So I look at those. I pick it up and the box feels very light. I mean, oh, that's weird. And it says on a sticker, please see at the counter. They can't trust tarot cards in the store regular. Interesting. So I went to the front counter and I bought my couple of books and I said to the lady, why are all the tarot cards behind the counter? And she goes, there's so much shoplifting of tarot cards.
Yeah,
it's like the most stolen thing in the whole store.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
I would not have picked that.
No, I wouldn't have either. I thought that was so interesting. And I said, so what's number 2? And then she points down at my book. She goes, we've got a copy
Manga.
of Berserk up the back. And we don't even keep it at the front counter.
Nice.
We keep it in the storage out the back.
That does not surprise me because I've tried to buy the first edition of Berserk. So I'm like, I want to read this, but it's never anywhere.
Right.
And I just assumed, it's so popular that it's sold.
I had assumed that too, actually. No, this actually makes a lot of sense. I wonder if it's the target demographic. I wonder if it's location. I think there's so many factors that go into this. No, this makes a lot of sense, actually. I also wonder because of the stigma surrounding tarot, occult, etc., and even the stigma surrounding nerds, weebs, right, and manga. I wonder if that has something to do where shoplifting is a product of social ostracization. That's interesting, actually. I would love to delve into that as a topic at some point because that's really fascinating to me. Like, yeah, no, that makes sense. The next follow-up questions are, why does that make sense? That's so interesting.
Out, but that makes way more sense that people are just shanghaiing it.
Yeah. She also said, like, well, the reason that the tarot cards are stolen so often is because they're so easy to resell.
Oh,
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
I can see that.
sure. Would stealing them...
So like flipping Pokemon cards, right? Like you go to Target, you try to buy, 10 ETBs, and then you can just resell them on eBay or something like that. And a lot of people did do that during the virus, right? During the virus time, a number of people did that. They bought and they flipped them, which hurt people like me who were trying to actively play the Pokemon TCG at the time, and we couldn't find product because everyone was scalping and reflipping them. So, that makes sense.
not imbued them with some dark energy, or does that like activate their powers? Now, ironically, if the store actually used the tarot cards, they would know that they're about to get stolen from.
Yeah, it's like how no one steals a Ouija board because you always see it coming.
It's funny how recent Ouija boards are.
Yeah, I've heard it's Parker Brothers thing.
Yeah, it was just
Was actually, no joke, talking about this like 2 nights ago, talking about how like shockingly recent the Ouija board phenomenon is and how it's marketed as this ancient Chinese whatever, but it wasn't Hasbro. God, who's the big one that sells them? It's not Wizards, but it's like a big like toy manufacturer is like the biggest manufacturer of Ouija boards.
goofy board game from like the 60s.
Got questions? Don't be left in the dark. New glow-in-the-dark Ouija.
It'd be like if Mousetrap turned out to be haunted or something.
Oh yeah, no, I like that. Is it?
Whatever you do, do not go see.
Elephant the Elephant.
I did once.
I think it's Mattel, yeah.
Nor do I regret it.
Do you remember the Mousetrap ad?
It's
That's
a
the
crazy
only thing I-
contraption. Wait,
No, it's the crazy action. Something.
It's been so long. It has actually been so long since I've seen this commercial. Oh, wow.
Action, the crazy contraption, the fun is catching its Mousetrap. Fuck.
what they should have for the tarot cards, they're plated in such a way that you just want to steal them. Even if you have no interest in stealing tarot cards, you're like, oh, I could fully take that so easily.
You hire somebody's grandma just to be like Resident Evil Village, Mother Miranda when she's in her old crone form, just like, you seek the wisdom of the cards, dear child. Do not touch the cards or you shall be forever cursed. All right, Linda, I'm going on break. I'll be back in 5. Keep an eye on the display. Bro, can I actually get a job listing for like old crone? Like looking for old crone, must look witchy and like and spooky. Please inquire within. Dude, that would go so hard.
Yeah.
But you do, and then all of a sudden you start hearing like clinks and dinks of small ball bearings rolling around. A giant plastic cage lands on top of you. I don't know how that works with OSHA, but I reckon we could get it pushed through.
It could work. We can make it work. Oh, hey, old video games. Something I have way too much of right now.
Old video games, especially old online games, are very creepy in a very liminal.
No, they're so creepy. I was watching some of the MMOs, Joshua Hayes' videos, and just seeing some of these old, like, was it Tales of Toast, which was a crypto thing, right? But just seeing all these landscapes and all of these games, all of these online worlds that are still on, like Meridian 59, you can still access, and I'm sure there's still players on it, but like, it's so interesting to explore these things. And I love when people do these like deep dives or they do these kind of like examinations of these worlds because it's so haunting to watch them. They're so empty.
Space kind of way.
That's true.
You know, the graphics are all like very outdated, and you'll be playing games where there'll be the implication of a wider world, but you just know, and the reality is there's nothing there.
Right.
Like if I could just jump over this wall, I'm in a void.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah, like you're playing Pokemon or something.
Yeah,
and you
nothing's
actually
on the
manage
truck.
to move the truck. And there's a door.
And you step into the door.
Yeah, and you go inside, right? And it's like a liminal space, which is very scary.
Yeah.
And it's like a cave. You're expecting to encounter Dugtrio and Zubats, but instead it's nothing. As I walked through the cave, it got darker and darker, and I started to notice some strange things. There were skeletons. What's the bit? It's called like Pokemon Death Black? Or
No,
like,
it has to be called Pokemon Blood Red or something. Pokemon,
Are we talking about the creepypasta, the Lavender Town Syndrome one? Are we talking about that one? I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I dug into these.
It's a scary color. Pokemon Grey, actually, that's kind of cool. That's a liminal color.
Is there like an adjective we can throw on it? Like,
No.
what about like morbid gray?
I feel Pokemon Grey. I feel
green.
like Pokemon Kill Your Parents Orange.
Where does this go?
I got it.
Yeah.
The weird thing was, the man at the EB Games insisted that this was the best version.
Yeah.
It's weird though. Never seen that man working there before.
When he spoke backwards and in tongues. But I thought he had just had an aneurysm. I just shrugged. Oh, check it out, it's perfect.
I walk up to one of the corpses and push A, expecting a dialogue box to open up, and one did. But it was blank, as though the programmers had forgotten to type anything in. And that was when it happened. The Pokemon battle music started playing.
But backwards.
And all distorted.
Awful, dude.
Eventually, I came to a crossroads. I could either go left or right.
Honestly, I was not expecting the creepypasta segment. I kind of dig it, though. I love creepypastas. I love this kind of spooky stuff. It just doesn't do well when I react to it.
So I turned right, and as I got to the end of that path, there was another intersection. So I turned right. Eventually, I got tired. I went onto the dark net, and I started asking, what's going on? And then someone finally replied, never go left. Luckily, till then, I had only ever gone right. And the username was just
H3LPM3.
Dude, it's so... these tells do exist in the creepypastas. It's so... funny. It is an art form. It really is. It's really funny.
I logged back onto my Game Boy. I turned left. That's
God.
when it happened. I blacked out. In the game and in real life. I woke up the next day and I went outside. I was suddenly in the cave in real life.
My God.
I yelled out into the cave, hello? Is anybody there?
But all I heard back was echoes. As time went on, though, the echoes started to become more distorted.
It was surreal. It was more than surreal. It was liminal.
My dad's gonna kill me.
That's it. They've always got their priorities wrong, yeah.
I came across several piles of bones.
I bent down over one of the skeletons and I saw in its pocket a journal. I opened the journal and I read the first page. It said, I'm so happy. Today I just bought my copy of Pokemon Grey.
All this was written down in a journal.
I flipped through the pages and then I found it. They said they found the truck too. They went into the cave as well. And now they're saying that they're lost in the cave.
This person's style of writing was familiar.
Oh my God.
My suspicions were confirmed when I got to the final page. All that it was hundreds and hundreds of scratchings that said, don't go left.
Then I saw it. They signed their name at the bottom of their last journal entry. H3LP.
So good.
M3.
That's when I realized it was saying I walked around in the game a little bit more until I saw the first human figure I'd seen in this cave in the game.
It's Slender
I started
Ash.
to get closer to Ash Ketchum, but he wasn't usual. He was 18 feet tall, and his limbs were all very lanky, not like in the cartoons. Instead of, I want to be the best, he said, I want to kill everybody.
And as his face got closer, it was like my vision was overcome with TV static.
And I blacked out.
Not even bend around. Not even Ikana.
When I woke up, I was in a strange, new place. It was still the cave, but in the distance, I could see lights like those of a hospital room. There was a hospital bed in the cave. And Ash Ketchum was in the hospital bed. I went over there to see what was going on. And as I got up right next to Ash, I realized he's been in a coma the whole time. Wait a minute. I had seen a theory about this.
That's when I looked back again and I realized
What was it?
Ash had my face. One of his mouths just opened and it played like the garbled, creepy Pokemon cries.
Because we've done that 8 times. That's why we can't do that.
What if we did it a ninth
It can't
time?
be more static. He can't open his mouth and more static comes out. Like he can!
That's just silly.
I blinked, and now I was in the bed, looking up. But I was no longer in the cave.
I was in the hospital. I had just woken up, and my parents were around me. They said that I fainted.
I was looking around for my Game Boy Color, but I couldn't see it anywhere. I asked my dad, and he said, it's at home, but we haven't even bought you a single game to play in it yet.
You've been playing an empty Game Boy the whole time.
My God.
This experience shook me to my core, but my dad and mum both reassured me that everything will be all right. Anyway, this might be my last journal entry for a few weeks. Me and my parents are going to go on holiday tomorrow to visit New York City. Thanks, everyone. Dated September 10th, 2001.
No. Honestly, 10 out of 10 creepypasta. I love it, dude. It had everything. They hit all the notes.
Jesus Christ, that's so stupid. A few weeks later, I was at a cafe out with my girl when all of a sudden I looked across the table and what I saw, it shocked me to my core. The guy from EB Games is just like there, like Michael Caine giving like a knowing nod at the end of Batman.
Yeah. Like a pedestrian walks past and he's gone.
That's it. Yeah. Or it's got to be like a suspenseful thing like, think of what the ramifications for the whole world will be. So, over the years, I've tried to put that all behind me, keep it out of my memory. Maybe it really was all just a dream. Except, one day, I was browsing the Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And someone had uploaded the ROM, Pokemon Void Black.
My God.
There it was. And it had been downloaded 30 million times.
I clicked on it.
I don't even know if TPB is still up. I thought they moved over to Sweden. It's been so long since I've heard anything about it. I totally forgot they existed.
And the description was just an assy art picture of Ash Ketchum's face in the bed. Exactly how I remember it.
I ran downstairs. I knew my dad liked to use the Pirate Bay. I went into his study. I burst through the door. Don't play that ROM. But when I opened the door to his office, there was just a chair, an empty pile of clothes, and the ROM was open. He had gone to a liminal space, and I would never see him again.
All I heard was that familiar beat. Beep, 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 beep.
I love it. Lavender Town had no reason to go as hard as it did.
Thanks again to NordVPN. Don't forget to get a huge deal on our 2-year plan.
Nah, I loved it. I thought it was great. That covered a lot that I didn't expect for it to cover. I was not expecting the creepypasta portion, but like, I love those things. They're so good. Some are written better than others, and you know, that's to be expected. Some are timeless. Ben Drowned is the big one in the Zelda community, right, for Majora's Mask. And even then, Majora's Mask has the whole Ikana Canyon situation going for it, which is creepy enough in its own right. I thought it was great. I actually really loved it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know if you thought it hit all of the creepypasta notes. Let me know what your thoughts are on exploration. Have you explored somewhere cool? And did you also research Everest? As always, thank you, Internet Historian, for an awesome video. If you look down below, you will see a link to the original video, as well as the original channel. I'll see you all in the next one.